Hey team, welcome back. Leaders keep up. This one could be a bit prickly and a bit interesting for some. How current are you in your professional practice? Like really, in reality. When did you last learn something new, read a current book, or reach across the international shores to see what was going on outside your familiar pathways in your little circle? How are you challenging yourself? When did you last question the professional practice in your workplace? Complacency is real. Feeling satisfied is common and comfortable is familiar. And for many, many reasons, we get ourselves into these situations. Perhaps this is really about safety and confidence. We do have to be careful that all of this isn't leading to becoming stale and obsolete. It happened to the best of us. We do what we know, what is familiar, and often replicate practice of the past in a new setting. Particularly international leaders, we copy-paste processes and systems that we learned in our home countries. This is our professional foundation and what we know. But are we current? Is this practice suitable for this context? Is it simply replicated practice that has been abandoned in our home countries and we haven't realised it? Just because we have done it before doesn't mean we should do it now. And similarly, just because it might be old school doesn't mean we should ditch it. It's about discernment, strategy, and understanding what is current and what works in this situation. The point is, how do you know? How current are you? Are you making conscious decisions about systems and resources and ways of working and processes? Are you in touch where learning or leading is going? How do you know? When did you last look up and out? When did you last connect with the research? For example, and put this into a school and learning context, whole class teaching of reading and then the use of guided reading and leveled reading groups. Where are you at? There is so much learning in whole class. There is as much learning in whole class as there is in small group. Do you understand the why and the when for each? Whole class teaching can be responsive and adaptive and shouldn't be just whitewashed out as that is whole class learning, so it's wrong. Writing processes and tools. Copying isn't helpful in any form. Yet we have programs that insist on copying and using writing aids. Talk to Write is an example. Elements are fabulous, but when it comes to rewriting this story in your own words and just changing the characters, etc., we can do so much better than this. Reading recovery and intervention teaching. There's a whole push that we teach to mastery and build intervention into the lesson. Going out for more means I miss out on more and I get further behind. Streaming and the impact of this. Research tells us that this is a teacher convenience and actually has a negative impact and effect on learning. Yet we see it. Mixed ability grouping pushes everyone. Phonics teaching, I am a believer, but some programs are far stronger than others. Rewrite Inc., for example, is being strongly questioned in England, yet it's being pushed out still internationally. Differentiation. Great differentiation can't actually be seen in a lesson observation. You look for learners' progress and achievement, and it's not through explicit observable differentiation in most occasions or most times. Great differentiation can be heard. Different questions for different learners. It's about differentiation by support, not by curriculum or task. Schedules of 45-minute blocks or 45-minute lessons or 50 minutes or 1 hour or 40 minutes, whatever you want to put a time limit on it. No one learns in a 45-minute block. Again, this is a teacher convenience or for scheduling or for systems. But how do you manage the time that is available for good learning? And is there flexibility in that? Having teachers rotate classrooms as opposed to having teachers with a learning space for students to enter. and I'm talking more of senior classes and things here, who is responsible for the learning space? Are you accounting for the wasted time and set up and breakdown of teacher materials? And we have to remember that supported, clever, confident and engaged teachers impact on learning. Brown on beige learning spaces. Since when does beige stimulate learning? And for those that go down the, it creates the calm, it does little to calm the neurodivergent child. Actually, it creates anxiety from a lack of stimulation. Calm and engaged classes come from routines, explicit instruction, stimulating and intentionally designed learning spaces. PowerPoint. I don't need to be lectured, I need to learn. 8 lessons of 45 minutes of PowerPoint each day. There is a reason I am disconnected and bored by period 4. Happy, settled, knowledgeable, responsive learners leading and engaging in learning needs goes more than a PowerPoint and a 45-minute lesson block. Pacing charts and curriculum. Why are these in place and who set the pace? Learners need interesting, engaging knowledge and skill-based curriculum and dynamic, responsive teaching to help them master it in their time. There are so many examples of decisions that are being made for learners and teachers that are based on outdated practices. When leaders who are doing what they've always done. When was the last time you genuinely did something new, unfamiliar and challenging? Leaders have a lot of influence and power. If we are genuinely putting learners first, then keeping current and making informed decisions is essential. Get uncomfortable, challenge your practice, learn, check in. Are you keeping up or have you become a little bit stale?